right, so I'm gonna take this off. There we go. So here it talks about the swing weight and some other dimensions that are important. So you gotta talk about the twist weight, the head heaviness, and then the overall static weight, which like I said, is not very important. And so the first thing we gotta do is take the plastic off. So I'll get to remove all that. There we go. I'm gonna take the rubber band that comes with it off. And in order to get to the cap, I gotta take this off completely too. So even though it comes with a standard grip from Thrive, I'm gonna remove that. The nice thing is, as an ambassador to Grizzly Grips as well as Thrive paddles, I have access to lots of grips. And the reality is grips are not that expensive, so that's not a big deal either. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off, surrendering it. As a frugal person like myself, this is not ideal. I'd like to save this, but I don't have a choice. So in order to get to the cap, I gotta remove this. You can try to be very creative and see if you can just slide down the grip to get access to the cap, but you know what? I just don't even wanna mess with that. So this is gonna be a lot simpler, I think. Now I had a buddy show me this the first time, so we're gonna see how smooth this goes for me. So on this paddle, we're gonna have to find where the staples are. A lot of times they have staples attached to this. So we gotta get underneath here, underneath that cap, so you can kind of see where that white separates the black there. We wanna get underneath here, create some space. So a nice trusty flathead screwdriver should do it. And just kind of go around, loosen that up a little bit. Again, we're not worried about what happens to this cap because we are replacing it. So I did find a staple on one of them, and now it's just a matter of trying to get underneath it. There we go. Got one staple out. It's a good start. Staple number 2. It's kind of annoying to find these staples, I'm not gonna lie. They really don't want you to mess with their product, I guess. I almost wonder if it's easier just to request the Slyce cap right away and see if they would install that as an ambassador. That's something I'll have to look into because I don't know the answer to that, but. All right, let's see, can I move this yet? So I got 1, 2, I don't see one there. But let's see if I can take this off here at this point. Yep, looks like I can. Yeah, I kind of destroyed this a little bit. That's the only crappy part about that, but. All right, so now we've got the Slyce cap. Now when you buy Slyce caps, you wanna make sure it's specific to the paddle. So we wanna make sure that it's appropriate for the Azul. That's the paddle I'm putting it on. I already talks about the swing weight and twist weight, the same thing. So that's good. And then this part is a lot easier. We just put it on here. Now what is recommended to me is we put athletic tape on here. So that way it stays, it doesn't slide off at all. So we're just gonna wrap this up with a nice, make sure it's on there the way we want. Oops. Just kind of do it a couple times here. That should be plenty fine there. Okay, good. Now, I've got a lot of different grips, colors to choose from. Usually I've done the blues, I've done the whites, I like the yellows. Got some nice pink here as well. Kind of debating on the pink and the orange. I'm gonna go with the orange. And people that know me know that I'm partly colorblind, but I see most colors. So this is orange to me. If you tell me it's something different, then you're probably right. But we're gonna use multiple grips here. So this part's pretty easy. Perfect, all right. Now we take off the red part, and then it just comes off very easily. Get the plastic off there. That's the outside. So now we find the thin part. That's the side we're starting with. You see a little white piece there. We want to make sure we take that off, and that's going to be our starting point. And then the question that people a lot of times will ask me, which way do you rotate this? And if you're right-handed, simple trick is if you're right-handed, you go rotate to the right. Clockwise, if you're left-handed, you put this on counterclockwise. What you want to do is you want to make sure that this edge that you start with is on the thin side, not the thick side, so on the thin side. And then also that it goes just slightly over the edge. So we're gonna go like this on the thin side here, sticky side, so right on the edge there, perfect. And you're gonna now rotate to the right. Make sure that's flat, good. We're trying to avoid any bubbles. After the first couple times, when you wrap it here, what I try to do is kind of find the groove. There, it creates a groove. You can kind of see like a layer where it's from the underneath wrap. So you always get a little groove, and I kind of follow that. So the edge of this new line will follow right above that groove. So it stays that distance. Does the wrapping at that angle. The angle stays consistent throughout then. And I want to get to the top here. Depends how high you want to go. Some people actually, it's very fine if you want to just cut it off on the top. That's not a big deal. So it looks like this. It's looking pretty good here. Got the Slyce cap on the bottom. Got the grip there. So I'm gonna grip it here. Just leave the sticky part. The rest is covered with white. So I just start with the sticky part. Get the edge there where I want to get it covered. Start with this edge where there's a small piece. Get that connected. Now I go around, taking off a little bit at a time. I go around, make sure that my grizzly grips is represented. There we go. And that's looking pretty good to me. Now, this is a really thin handle for me. So you see how my thumb is overlapping here. I don't like that feeling. I don't recommend it. So I'm actually, since I'm starting from scratch, we got rid of the original grip, the standard grip that comes with it. So I'm actually gonna use all three for me. It's pretty common, people with bigger hands to, not that I have huge hands by any means, but bigger hands to wrap it multiple times with the overgrips. So the nice thing is with these overgrips, it comes in packs of 3. And so I can use all 3 on this, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. So that's nice. All right, and then we just do that process over and over again for our second overgrip and then a third overgrip. When we're starting the second overgrip, I pretty much start in a similar spot. You can start on the opposite side this time if you want. You can start on the same side. Doesn't really make a huge difference. Balance is nice, so I prefer a lot of times on the opposite side. So if I start on one skinny side with the first overgrip, then this time I'm gonna go on the other side. Like I said, it's the same idea. We're just going back and forth here. Wrapping on the right side because I'm a righty. Nothing terribly exciting about this. Just do the motion over and over and over again. Perfect, so we're gonna end up roughly around the same spot as last time. And then where did I put? There it is. Some people are very particular about making sure that the logo of the overgrip is the right way up. It's not a huge deal to me, but does look nicer. Yep, so it's looking really nice. It's feeling pretty good. Like I said, I don't like a big lap over the thumb and my index finger or middle finger, so I'm gonna go with one more grip. That's what I've been playing with. And the same exact process. All right, so I just got done finishing up adding the last overgrip. So I have 3 overgrips on here. This is what it looks like. It feels great to me. Yeah, it feels comfortable. So like I said, we just replaced the original cap. Now we have a Slyce cap on there. I'm not repping Slyce caps, but I do like them. So I'll just share that. So since I already know that I like the Slyce cap, I don't have any extra weight anywhere. It's a 116 swing weight right now. Lately I've been competing with 117, 118 swing weight. That doesn't include the Slyce cap, so I'm not sure what my swing weight is at now with the Slyce cap that I've added in the tournaments I've played with. But what I want to do, I know I like it, it's good, but I'm going to see if I add a little bit more swing weight on here, what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is, so we've got multiple options where to add swing weight. You can add swing weight right at the edge of the handle here, so start here low. You can add up, kind of go here. The key is to make sure it's balanced on both sides. You can also eventually, if you want more weight on top, you can go kind of that 10 and 2 option. So you kind of treat it as a clock, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So if this is 12, here's 3, here's 9, here's 6. We're talking about 10 and 2 right here. I like, one of the pros of the advantages of adding weight to the top is you get the paddle to be more head heavy. When it's more head heavy, you have more power. The only challenge with that is you end up having a little bit of a lag when you're having a paddle battle. So if you feel like you have fast hands and you're just looking for more power, yeah, maybe it's okay to add a little bit more up here. If you feel like, yeah, I want some more power, but I don't want to all of a sudden have this lag in these paddle battles, meaning that this volley exchange, and I just feel like I'm a little bit behind because the head is just heavier. It just has that lag, that drag to it. Personally, I don't think I'm going to like the head heaviness. One thing that I've heard from people too, and I've coached this through with people, is if you have tennis elbow, things like that, you want to avoid a head heavy paddle. You want to make sure the weight is balanced. So you could have head heavy, but then make sure you add some weight to the bottom with maybe some Slyce caps or some weight at the bottom. So what I'm trying to go for is adding more swing weight, but not getting head heavy extremely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my swing weights on the bottom first, and I'm going to see if I like it. One of the paddles, the Azul paddle that I had and I had weights here. So we could argue if this is 6 o'clock, maybe that was a 4 and 8 o'clock. So I had it there. I'm going to start right now. This is a journey. I just want to know what's a good swing weight for me. Is there such thing as too much weight, lead tape included? I know I've got a friend of mine who's got very head heavy. He's got a strip that goes all the way across here that has lead tape here for that head heaviness. Maybe I would like that. What I don't recommend is using a small little strip right here of lead tape and just putting it there. I think you're asking for problems there, specifically some forearm or tennis elbow issues. So if it's a longer lead tape spread across, I think you're fine. It has that balance. Ideally, it's matched up. Speaking of balance, matched up with some weight down here as well. So I'm going to add these. This is the package that you get automatically by ordering our Thrive paddle. These lead tape strips is something that you get with it. So again, they don't know what you love. They originally ask you what kind of swing weight do you want. So that's the standard paddle you come with. So if I wanted Azul, I had choices to go from a 116 swing weight, which is what this is, the lightest they have. You can have 117, 118, 119. So depending on kind of what your style of play is. Most people have no idea what their style of play is and what kind of swing weight they would prefer. So let's take a look here. We've got quite a bit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 different lead tape options. Nice 3M adhesive. That's what you just put on there to keep it glued onto the paddle. So these little small 3 grams of weight, very little, but what we want to do, like I said, is balance it on both sides. So I'm just going to use 2 of them today. Take off the little 3M adhesive on one side. Let's see. Seems like that's the hardest part. okay? So now it looks like this. You can see that here. So one side says nice thrive. Obviously the adhesive part, we're gonna go down. And like I said, I'm gonna start right at the handle. So I'm gonna go right where my overgrip finished. Make sure it looks nice there. So now I've got 3 grams right here on one side, but again, we talk about balance, so we wanna make sure that we have 3 grams on the other side as well. So I'm gonna take this off. My voice is a little scratchy today coming off a big trip, and then, I don't know, I'm fighting something, I guess, but not a big deal. Warriors don't sleep more than they need to, so here we go. So I'm at the bottom. There. And now it's on. It's on. And if I wanted to, I could take it off. But I like this. I've taken off other ones. Usually what happens is you lose the adhesive. Still means you could use the lead tape strips if you wanted to. Just got to find a different alternative for an adhesive. You can use some hot glue, super glue, Gorilla Glue, whatever, and then reuse them. So as a frugal person like myself, that's what I'm gonna do. So this is what I just did. In the next couple days, I'll try to play with it, see if I like it more, give you kind of pros and cons of it. Thanks.